there. From high plank, use the toes, move the body weight forwards, bend the elbows to low plank. Rolling onto the tops of the feet. Remember, we're squeezing the glutes, pointing the toes up dog. Exhale, power your way back. Downward facing dog. Just one deep breath in. And out there. From there, soft bend through knees, look to thumbs, hop forwards. Inhale, long flat back. Exhale, fold. Grounding down with the feet, root to rise, lift, extend. And bring the hands back to heart center. Straight in, right foot down, left foot is coming up. We're back into a tree pose. So we're thinking about drawing the heart to the thumbs. We're finding energy in this standing leg. Shoulders down the back, maybe lifting the hands to the sky, letting the shoulders soften if you want to extend, and letting that left knee draw back, so you're finding that element of hip opening here. Working here for 3, inhale. Exhale, focus on the breath. Find a point to focus on. 2, and 1. Bring the hands back to heart center. We're going to just snuggle the left ankle across onto the right knee, and then from there start to bend that right knee, moving into a pigeon chair. So as with a normal chair, try not to lean forwards here. Keep the chest lifted and feel, she says, she's wobbling, just feel the hips come out behind you. So you want to feel this backwards movement. So we're strengthening that quad, keeping the core engaged, we're not destabilizing the knee. Working here for 3. Deep breaths in and out, shoulders back. 2, and 1. Carefully lift. Left foot down, right foot is coming up. So ankle, shin, or all the way up into the inner thigh, hands to heart center. Thinking about pressing that standing leg back into the foot, feeling that energy there, keeping the core engaged, shoulders down the back, inhaling. Exhale for 3, maybe lifting it with hands, maybe softening the shoulders. 2, and 1, hands back to heart center, right ankle to left knee, and slowly, with control, start to bend that left knee. Don't feel like you've got to push it, work towards stability. Ground down, big toe, little toe heel, moving the body weight backwards, keeping that right foot flexed. We're opening out through the hips, which is a really great strengthening exercise for the left quad and the left glute. And of course, we're working on balance as well. Working here, another 3, inhale. Exhale. Remember, the abs are really important for balance. Keep them turned on. 2, and 1, lift. Ground down with both feet. Inhale, root to rise, extend. Exhale, fold. Inhale, long flat back. Exhale, plant the hands, hop, step, jump, plank. We're straight down to forearm plank, elbows down, interlocking the hands, strong core. Using the toes to move the body weight forwards and backwards if you can. Squeezing in the core. So this is our forearm jacksaw, working really hard into the shoulders, into the abdominals here. Squeeze the core, move with control. Just hold a forearm plank or a kneeling forearm plank if you need to take it down a level. Working here for 3, 2, and 1. Back into forearm plank. From there, we're going to keep the hips low as we march the feet. So if you want to take this further, you can add a little triple pulse at the top of each march, really getting those glutes firing. If you need to come to a kneeling position and take these same movements from kneeling, that's a great alternative if you want to take it down a level. So just choosing whatever suits you. And we're just going to work here for 5. So working shoulders, on glutes, on abs. Keep those hips in line with the shoulders. Try not to let them hike. 3, 2, and 1. Find your way up to plank. And use the toes, move the body weight forwards. Lower through low plank. Inhaling up dog. Exhaling downward facing dog. So up high with the hands. And we're going straight into our dog plank roll. So ripple forwards to plank. Scooping back. Finding your lovely dog plank roll. So we're just flowing out through the spine, feeling that strength in the legs, keeping the hands pressing really hard into the mat. For 3. So really slow, controlled, powerful movements. 2, and 1. From there, come on down. Find a forearm dog. So elbows are down, hips are high, strong through the core. Lift the left foot up, take the left heel towards the bum, right heel to the earth. We're finding a scorpion leg forearm dog. Holding there for 3. Deep breaths in and out. 2, and 1. Left foot down, right foot lifts. Right heel to the bum, left heel to the earth. Opening up through the hips, powering into the back of that left leg, keeping the elbows pressing hard with the hands into the mat. Deep breaths in and out for 3. Energy through the back body. 2, and 1. Right foot meets left. Come up high on the hands and hop straight to seated. Alright, both legs out in front of you. Soft bend through the knees. Inhale, lift, extend. Exhale, we're folding forwards. Double leg forward fold. Stretching out. Inhale. Exhaling, so just finding that lovely space down the back body. Deep breaths in and out, relaxing down for 3. Inhale. Exhale, 2. And 1, rolling all the way down, straight onto the lumbar spine. Lower back is on the floor, palms come behind the back of the head, chin to chest. And we're just going to take opposite elbow to knee. So we're straight into a little bicycle crunches, squeezing in the abdominals, chin to chest, inhaling, exhaling. So getting into these lower abs, getting into the waist. Keep that chin to chest, make sure this twist is coming from the waist, keeping both hips down, working here for 5. Squeezy movements, 4. Well done, 3, 2, 1. And off we go, round 3. Rock up and over, find plank. And from there, lowering through low plank. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Bend the knees, hop straight to the hands. Inhale, long flat back. Exhale to fold. Ground down with the feet, root to rise, lift, extend. And bring hands to heart center. Release. All right, straight into our tree pose. So right foot is down, left foot's coming up, ankle, shin. All the way up onto the inner thigh, hands to heart center, find your balance. Maybe starting to lift up with the hands, finding some softness. Full breaths in. And out for 3. So full deep breaths in. And out here, 2. And 1, hands to heart center, taking your left ankle over onto the right knee, starting to bend that right knee, moving the body weight backwards, keeping the chest lifted, shoulders down the back. Inhale. Exhale, well done for 5. Moving back, strong through the core. 4. Deep breaths in. And out 3. Almost there. Keep that strong core, keep the length of the spine. 2. And 1. From there, we're going to rotate and take the right hand down to the floor, just underneath the right shoulder, and we're moving into standing half moon balance. So we're balancing right hand and right shoulder, flexing the left foot and kicking out really hard, reaching up high with the left hand. If you need to take something underneath that right hand for balance, feel free. Stretching out, kicking out, we're thinking about finding length down the side body, powering into that left leg for balance. 3, 2, and 1. Float to standing with control. Left foot grounds, right foot's coming up, ankle, shin, or all the way up into that inner thigh, thinking about, ooh, it's always my wobbly side, opening up through the hips. Remember, you're finding that really strong sense of engaging the quad, the glutes, and lifting up with the hands if you're feeling it. Working here for 3. Inhale. Exhale, strong through the core. Remember, 2, keeping all 4 corners of the feet grounded. And 1, nice. Slowly, carefully, right ankle moves onto the left knee, sending the hips out behind you, squeezing in the core, maybe flexing that right foot, grounding down all 4 corners of the feet. Make sure that knee is moving backwards, the hips are moving backwards to protect the knee. We're working on that balance for 3. So remember, it's standing half moon. Next, we're going to take it out into that lovely open twist. 2 and 1. So we're taking that movement, twisting open, coming to balance on left hand and left foot. Remember, if you need to, you can take that right hand to the right hip. You don't have to extend it to the sky. You're starting to let left shoulder stack underneath right, left hip is stacking underneath right. The harder you kick out with that right foot, that's going to engage all of the muscles of that extending leg and really help with balance. You might be feeling a lovely stretch down the inside and the back of that left leg. Working here for 3. Really reach and extend. Every limb is moving away from the midline. 2 and 1. Carefully floating up with control. Ground down the feet, root to rise. Inhale, lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, find that long flat back and plant the hands. Find your way back to plank. We're down to a forearm plank here, so moving forearm planks and moving forwards and backwards, using the toes to find that lovely energy through the back body, moving forwards and backwards, getting into the shoulders. Deep breaths in and out. Remember, you can hold a kneeling forearm plank, or you can also take this from the hands if you need to. Working here for 3, 2, and 1. Marching the feet. So lifting up one foot, lifting up the other. Option to come to kneeling if you like. Option to add a little triple pulse if you like. Thinking about working the glutes here. So really squeeze the glutes. Keep the hips low in line with the shoulders. Working the abdominals. We're continuing to work the shoulders. 5. Deep breaths in. And out. 4. Deep full breaths. 3. Keep that core tight. 2. and 1, come up to full plank. All right, one of my favourite moves here from plank. I'm going to pike the hips, tap opposite hand towards the foot, squeeze the core, opposite hand towards the foot. Thinking about finding a slight rotation through the spine, thinking about moving forwards and backwards with control. If you're feeling fiery, you might want to take this a little bit faster. If you want to take it slow, feel free. Working here, really squeeze the core to control that piking and return to the plank. 4. Pressing really hard with the grounded hand as you twist. 3, 2, make sure you're even, and 1, hop to seated. Both legs out in front of you, soft bend through the knees. Inhale, lift, exhale, fold. So we're stretching out long into the back body, thinking about finding space in the hamstrings, the lower back, really going to help us out as we move into this ab sequence. Working here for 3, inhaling, exhaling. So this is your recovery, remember. This is our time to slow down. 2, taking 1 more really deep inhale, exhale. From there we're going to roll all the way down to lie on our back, hands behind the back of the head, and we're going to take those little bicycle crunches, so squeezing the core, focusing on bringing opposite elbow to knee, making sure the lower back stays to the floor. Remember, whenever the legs are off the floor, you want the lower back on the floor. That makes sure that you work the abdominals and you're not straining the lower back. Getting a nice little twist in here, working here for 5, squeeze and twist. 4, well done. 3, 2, and 1, nice work. Plant both feet down, and from there, power the hips up to the sky. We're in a bridge pose. Squeeze the core, squeeze the glutes. Right foot is going to ground, left foot lifts, and we're taking leg lowers here. So just lifting and lowering for 3. So keeping the hips high, focusing on that stability. 2, working the abs, quads and glutes. And 1, swapping over, left foot grounds, find that stability, keep the hips high. Right foot lifts, and we're lowering, lifting with control. Of course, if this is too much, just hold your bridge. Thinking about powering up, we're getting a nice little back bend here as well. 3, well done. 2, with control. And 1, plant both feet, roll down, rock straight up. Off we go, round 4, finding plank. Use the toes, move the body weight forwards, bend the elbows, low plank. Rolling onto the tops of the feet, squeezing the glutes, up dog. Exhale, powering your way back, downward facing dog. Hips are high, strong core, inhale. Exhale, bend the knees, hop to hands. Inhale, long flat back. Exhale to fold. Grounding down, lift, extend, reach, and bring hands to heart center. All right, straight in. Think you're getting it by now. Right foot down, left foot up. We're into tree pose. Thinking about that strong core, remember we're opening out through the hips, shoulders down the back, engaging the muscles of that standing leg. For 3, deep breaths in, hand out, shoulders are soft. 2, it's pigeon chair next, and 1, hands to heart center, left ankle to right knee, sinking down low with the hips, making sure the chest stays lifted and the weight is moving backwards into that right heel. The hips are moving out behind you, working here for 3. Inhale. Exhale, so it's a standing half moon. Next, we're going to balance on right hand and right foot. 2, and 1, sweeping open, right hand to the floor, right foot to the floor. Thinking about kicking up hard with that left foot, reaching up high with that left hand. Really extend and reach. You want to power that left foot as hard as you can out. Engage the muscles of that standing leg. So keep the right quad switched on. Remember that left hand can be to the hip if you prefer. We're going to come to dancer in 3, 2, and 1. Float to standing. Taking the left hand to the left foot. If you can, you're going to walk the left palm out to the inside of the left foot, so you're getting an external rotation through the shoulder, and start to reach forward with the right hand, kick back with the left hand, and then lift both to the sky. So we're focusing on engaging the muscles of that standing leg, right quad is engaged, kick, 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 so we're moving horizontally long, so left foot back, right hand forwards, and then finding height. Little back bend, we're stretching through the quad, finding space for that left side of the chest. For 3, inhale. Exhale, keep lifting, keep the muscles of that standing leg engaged. 2, and 1, float back to standing. Left foot is grounded, right foot's coming up. Ankle, shin, or all the way up onto the inner thigh. Hands to heart center. Find that stability in the standing leg, and then press that leg back into the foot. Maybe reaching up with the hands, engage the core. Breathe. 3, so start to think about that flow. Start to visualize that movement. Pigeon chair, standing half moon dancer. 2, and 1, hands to heart center, right ankle to the left knee, Sinking the hips down behind you, focusing on strength in the core, shoulders down the back, moving the weight into the heels, inhaling, exhaling. We got this. 3, full breaths in, and out, focusing on moving backwards. Remember, 2, standing half moon is next. We're balancing left hand and left foot. 1, let's transition, left hand down to the mat. She catches it, right hand to the hip. So start to kick out, flex out with that right foot. Remember, you're grounding down, big toe, little toe heel, engage left quad. Maybe rise up with that right hand if you're ready. Start to feel hip and shoulders open out towards the right long side of your mat. Remember, you want to find lift here. So the harder you kick with that right foot, the easier it's going to be to balance. Focus on lengthening out through the spine. Dancer pose next. 3, 2, and 1. Floating up, taking your right hand to your right foot. Maybe walking the right hand around to the inside of the right foot. Left hand's extended. So you're kicking back with that right foot. Left hand is reaching forwards, and then lifting both to the sky. So you want to focus on length here. So find that lovely length and then height. It's a back bend, but with all our back bends, you want to find space in it. So we're kicking, stretching, and then lifting, keeping the core engaged, finding one spot to focus on for 3. So getting into the quads, 2, and 1. Beautiful release. Rise tall, inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, long flat back. And plant the hands, hop back to plank. Down to the forearms, straight into jacks-o, using the toes, moving the body weight forwards and backwards, strong through the core, working here for 5, moving with control. 4, deep breaths in and out, take it to a hold if you need to. 3, 2, and 1. Start to march the feet, squeezing the glutes, maybe a little pulse if you're feeling it, keeping the hips low. Or, remember, you can come to kneeling if you prefer. Take this from a tabletop. Working here for another 3. Getting into the glutes, the abs, the shoulders. 2. Focusing on control. And 1. Find your way up to plank. And from there, taking little toe taps, plank to dog. Squeezing the core, finding that lift through the hips as we move forwards and backwards for 5. Deep breaths in and out. 4, 3, 2, and 1. From there, we are finding our way to a panther pose. So the knees are going to hover just an inch or so off the mat, pressing really hard with the hands into the mat, squeezing the core. Press really, really, really hard so the shoulder blades are coming apart, and you'll feel this start to burn into the quads. Strong through the core, thinking about engaging the abs, and we're just going to hold it here for 5. Deep breaths in and out, hanging in there. We got this. 4. Squeeze the core. 3, 2, and 1. Find your way to plank. Well done. Lower through low plank. Inhale, up dog. Exhale to down dog. So find your down dog. Find that lovely stretch into down dog. And when you're ready, dog plank roll. So we're going to roll, scoop from dog to plank. Just rippling forwards, flowing out for 5. So squeezing the core. 4. Well done. 3, 2, and 1. Find your way to a forearm dog there. Hips are high. Left foot to the sky. Left heel to the bum. Taking the right heel to the earth. And we're just holding there for 3. Deep breaths in and out. 2, and 1. Left foot plants. Right foot lifts. Right heel in towards the bum, keeping the hips pressing high, stretching out through the hips, working to the shoulders, working here for 3, 2, and 1. Right foot meets left, come all the way up onto the hands. And from here, we're going to take sliders. We're going to lift the left foot up. We're going to take the left knee to the left elbow, to the left wrist, to the left elbow, to the left wrist. If you're feeling strong, you could take it into a full square. So elbow, wrist, and then over to the right elbow, to the right wrist. Absolutely up to you. Just working here for another 5, 4, 3, 2. And back to dog. Take a moment and we'll take that inside. So right foot is going to lift, and either just going elbow to wrist, up and down the right side, or we're going to take it across into a full square. Working at your pace, squeezing in the core. Moving with control. 5, 4, really great one for abs and shoulders. 3, 2, and 1. Well done. When you're ready, hop to hands, seated, and whoo, I've got a dab on. Full hot yoga experience, reaching up tall, stretching out. Take a moment, take a deep breath in, and out. So just breathing into the lumbar spine, letting the shoulders relax. Full steady breaths in, and out for 3, inhaling, exhaling 2, 1 more deep breath in, and out. From there, roll all the way up, rolling down to line your back, hands behind the back of the head, engage the core. And we're just going to take opposite elbow to knee, squeezing in the core, finding that lovely twist through the spine, keeping the abs switched on, the elbows wide, working here for 5, squeeze, and cross 4, really deep breaths in, and out 3, 2, and 1. From there, plant both feet down on the floor, lift the hips up high, squeeze the core, power on up, and when you're ready, left foot in the air, we're going to lower and lift that left leg for 5, 4, moving with control, 3, well done, 2, and 1, swapping over, left foot ground, right foot lifts and lowers, moving with control, powering those hips high, 5, 4, well done, 3, 2, getting into abs, quads and glutes, 1, releasing down. From there, we're going to take the heels in towards the bum, and we're going to take little pelvic rolls, so just squeezing in the core, lifting and lowering the abs, or if you're feeling it, you could take it into a reverse curl, straight legs, so we squeeze the core, lifting and lowering. Make sure you are using the abs for this movement, try not to swing, try to control the lower as well as lift, so we're squeezing, lifting up, really fun, nice one for the lower abdominals. Working here for 5, squeezing to lift, and lower, 4, 3, 2, and let's take it all the way up and over. All right, we're already there, round 5, finding plank, lower to low plank, inhale up dog, exhale down dog, bend the knees, hop to hands, inhale long flat back, exhale fold, grounding down with the feet, root to rise, and hands back to heart center. Right foot is down, left foot is up, engaging muscles that standing leg, maybe lifting the hands up to the sky, off we go, tree pose. Working here for just 3, inhale, exhale, so we're going to pick the pace up a little, 2, and 1, hands to heart center, taking the left ankle to the right knee, sinking down into your pigeon chair, shoulders down the back, squeeze the core, make sure you're sinking down behind you with the hips, 3, inhaling, exhaling, finding that stability in the standing leg, 2, and 1, standing half moon, coming to balance right hand and right foot. Really kick and extend, stretch out. So you want to find that full energy through the back of the back leg, reaching out, lengthening out for 3, 2, and start to come up when you're ready. Dancer. So we're taking left hand to left foot, maybe taking hold of the inside of the big toe side of the left foot if you can. Start to kick the right foot, the right hand forward, the left foot out behind you, kick, 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 and then find height. So you're focusing on lengthening and then finding height. So we're stretching through the quad, we're finding strength from the standing leg, deep breaths in, and out, hanging in there for 3, inhale, exhale, 2, and 1, take that left foot all the way behind you, hands to the sky, inhale, and exhale, twist. Taking your left elbow to the right knee. Think about pulling that left foot backwards, pressing really hard with the right toes into the mat, squeezing the core, rotating from the waist, automatically drawing the right hip backwards and firming the outer hip in. Strong through the core for 3, inhale, really lift, make sure you're not pressing that left knee in, maybe press the knee back into the elbow, 2, and 1, step forwards with control. All right, off we go, left foot grounding, right foot is coming up into the inner thigh. Hands to heart center, maybe the hands to the sky. Deep, full breaths in and out. Remember, activate the muscles of that standing leg. 3, 2, pigeon chair next. And 1, hands to heart center, taking your right ankle to the left knee, starting to sink down low, squeezing the core, sinking the hips out behind you. Oh, hold it. Grounding down with that big toe will help. 3, 2, and take your standing half moon. So floating down, left hand plants, right foot kicks up, right hand kicks up. Stretch, 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 Lovely stretch down the inside of the left leg. Really find that power. Feeling really strong here. Dancer poses next. 3, 2, and start to lift. See if you can capture that balance. Right hand around the right foot, maybe holding onto the big toe side. Externally rotating the shoulder. Left hand reaches forwards. Remember, you're finding length and then you're finding height. So focus on reaching back with that right foot, reaching forwards with the left arm, and then finding that lovely lift through the chest. Deep breaths in. And now we're going to take it back to a lunge next. 3, 2, and 1. Right toes back, hands rise. Take a moment to find your lunge, drawing that left foot backwards, the right toes are powering into the mat. Inhale and exhale, hands to heart twist. Taking your right elbow over to the left knee. Make sure that left knee doesn't get pushed in. Press it back into the elbow slightly. Squeeze the core. Imagine you're drawing the heart up to the thumbs. Make sure that back leg is staying active. That left hip is drawing back and in slightly. Working here. Ooh. Hanging in there. Deep breaths in and out. 3. Strengthening the legs, the abdominals. 2. And 1. Step forwards with control. Rise up. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Final round. Inhale, long flat back. And plant the hands. Find your way to plank. Down onto the forearms. Straighten. Jacksaw. Using toes. Move the body weight forwards and backwards. Finding that energy in the back body. 5. 4. Really strong. Really controlled. 3. 2. And 1. Lifting up one foot. Lifting up the other, maybe taking a little pulse there, feeling that strength in the glutes, in the backs of the legs. For 5, deep breaths in and out. Remember, you can be on the hands. Remember, you could be on a full plank. 4, try to keep the hips low, the abs switched on. 3, well done. 2, and up to a plank. From there, opposite hand to foot, squeezing the core, finding the control in that movement, finding that squeeze of the abs. Strengthen the grounded arm, little twist through the spine, working here for 5. Deep breaths in and out. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Finding your way to panther. So we're dropping the knees down low, pressing really hard with the hands into the mat, so the shoulder blades are coming apart, starting to feel the quads fire. Working here. 5, press really hard, squeeze the core. 4, deep breaths in, and out. 3, 2, and 1. Alright, let's get a little bit of a dab on if we've not already. Plank jacks out and in. Option to take a slow tap out, slow tap in if you want low impact. If you're feeling fiery, get a little plank jack on the go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 2, 2, 2, and 1. Plank. Well done. Lower through low plank. Inhale up dog. Exhale down dog. Take a moment, sit yourself up. Remember the fingers are spread out wide. Straighten. Dog. To plank rolls, rippling out, squeezing the core, finding that flow through the spine for 5, 4, inhaling, exhaling. 3, 2, and find a forearm dog. Hips up high, left foot to the sky, and take left heel to the bottom, just holding there for 3, deep breaths in, and out. 2, and 1. Left foot down, right foot lifts, right heel to the bottom. Opening up through the hips. For 3, 2, 1. Right foot down, almost there. Alright, final push, and then we're going to take a stretch. Left foot lifts. We're going to take left knee to left elbow, to left wrist, and up and down. Or if you're feeling it, left knee to right elbow, right wrist, left elbow. Your choice. Moving with control. 5. We're going to take it to pigeon next. 4. Little break coming up. 3, 2, and take that left knee behind the left wrist. Right foot slides out behind you. Make sure that right leg is engaged. You're stretching out. And then fold forwards. Nice little break. Working here for 3. So just stretching out, finding that lovely stretch in the hips. We're going to do it all again on the other side. 2, and then we've got abs. And final chill out. Take 1 more deep breath in. And from there, come back up to a full down dog. And let's go. Sliders. So right foot lift, either elbow to wrist, wrist, elbow. Or if you're feeling it, we're taking it all the way across the body. Nice little bit of work for the upper body, for the abdominals. 5. Tap with control. 4, 3. Remember, we've got a lovely break coming up. 2, and 1. Slide out. into your pigeon. So you're making sure the whole back of the left leg is straight, the weight is even between both legs, shoulders are relaxing, deep, full inhales. Exhales, just a little bit of recovery time. We've got 6 minutes to go. We're going to work our ab sequence and then take a little chill out. Full breaths in and out here for another 3, getting into the hips, into the spine. 2. 1 more inhale. Exhale. From there, come all the way back, down dog, final down dog of class. Maybe give yourself a little pedal, a little shake. And when you're ready, hopping to seated. So final forward fold of class, hopefully a little bit warmer. Hopefully that's given you some space. Inhale, lift, angle the body forwards. Shimmy the hips out behind you. Enjoy that lovely stretch into the lumbar spine, into the hammies. Maybe letting the head relax, and that can really help. Just really release tension through the neck. Inhaling. Exhaling. Lovely chilled out floppy forward fold for 3. Inhale. Exhale, 2. And 1. Nice. Rolling all the way down from there. Hands behind the back of the head. Knees over the hips, lower back on the floor. Core is switched on. Opposite elbow to knee. Squeeze and cross. And cross and squeeze. Elbows are wide. Working here for 5. Chin to chest. Take that little squeeze and pulse. 4, 3, 2, 1. And plant both feet down. Hips are high in the sky. Squeeze the core. Move the weight into that right foot. Make sure the hips are high. Leg lowers there. 5. Squeeze into lift. And lower. 4, 3. Almost there. 2. And 1. Left foot down now. Hips are high. Right foot ground. Right foot, sorry, lifting and lowering. Powering up high. 5. Strong and controlled. 4, 3, 2. And 1. Plant both feet, roll them down. Lumbar spine on the floor, knees to chest, squeezing the abs. Little pelvic rolls, using the abs to lift the pelvis off the mat. Or if you want to, taking it into a full reverse curl. Legs in the air, squeezing. Remember, you're trying to avoid swinging your legs up, but you want to squeeze and really slowly lower back down. Working here for 5. Working into the abdominals. 4. Really nice way to practice the stability through the pelvis as well. 3. Nice and slow. 2. And 1. From here, another one of my favourites, a froggy bridge. So soles of the feet are together, knees are coming out wide. You're going to squeeze the glutes, press the hips up, and then really slowly roll down. So this is a really nice little one. Getting loads of work into the glutes here. Nice little variation of a bridge that takes it away from the quads into the glutes. Of course, getting a nice little hip opening as well. And we're using the abdominals to slowly roll the spine back down. A normal bridge press is a great alternative if this doesn't work for you. So we're taking these little froggy pulses, squeezing the glutes, really fire up the glutes at the top, lower with control. Working here for 5. Deep breaths in. And out, final move, we're going to stretch it out after this. 4. Well done. 3, 2, and release. Nice work. Give yourself a hug, a squeeze. And when you're ready, left foot extends. Hug in with the right knee and take left hand to right knee. Draw the right knee across the body. Open out with the right hand. Stretching out. Inhale. Exhale for 5. Deep breaths in. And out. 4. Shoulders relaxing. 3. Full steady breaths. 2. And 1. Swapping over. So now taking your right foot out. Hugging in with left. And taking that little twist on the other side. So taking your left arm out. Bring the left knee across the chest. Really lovely pose. Twisting through the spine. Getting into the outside of that left leg. Letting the shoulders relax. Taking deep breaths in and out for another 3. Steady flow with breath. 2. And 1. Come back through center. And take the hands to the knees. Draw some little circles with the knees away from each other. And towards each other. And take a happy baby. Peace sign fingers around the big toes. Knees in towards the armpits. Thinking about extending the whole of the lower back down towards the floor. Knees in towards the armpits, soles of the feet to the sky. Full breaths in. And out. Just getting into the hips. Working here for 3. Inhale. Exhaling 2. And 1. Finally, just let the soles of the feet come together. The hands come over the head, or you can lie down on your back with the legs extended, your choice. Closing the eyes and just counting out 3 really, really deep, full breaths in and out. Full inhale. Easy exhale. 2. One more deep inhale. Exhale. Beautiful. From there, little squeeze, little stretch, and rolling up and over or back, a little ball on one side. Find your way all the way back up to seated. Any final comfortable seats. And when you're ready, inhale, lift up, stretch up, and exhale your hands to heart center. Have an awesome rest of your day. Thank you so much for practicing. You've done a great job. Namaste. Nice work. Smashed it, team.